My SuperSport buddy Astrid and I are on another road trip. Again, leaving from the lovely Bribie Island. We're taking 4 days and 3 nights to do a little tour. I guess it's around southeast Queensland. We're going north, we're going west, we're going south, and coming back east again. And where we're going is Biggenden, Mundubbera and Dalby. We're calling this trip Silos and Stuff because the idea is that we take a more leisurely pace than we did for our Blue Mountains trip earlier this year and enjoy sites like painted silos and old tunnels and historic homesteads and the like. This video is mostly about capturing the memories for Astrid and I. But if you want to join us, if you want to see what it's like to take this road trip and consider parts of it for a road trip for yourself, I hope you enjoy the video too. We just started coming up the highway to get up to Yandina for a fancy coffee. And we're now gonna find the most interesting way to get to Gympie and onwards to Curra. But I'll update you on the route as we go because Astrid has planned this and I am not 100% sure which way we're going. She used to live in Gympie, so this is her backyard. It's not mine. We've tried pretty hard to avoid the M1 since Yandina. We're now on the eastern side of the M1 on the old Bruce Highway. Still making our way up to Gympie. I think we've just turned into Carlson Road, one of Astrid's little secret back roads, I suppose. It's one of the things I love about winter is the light stays softer for longer through the morning. Everything looks so pretty. Now we've just turned into the Mary Valley Link Road. This would be the route to Imbil, but I'm sure we'll be turning north instead of south to get into the back of Gympie. So north onto the Mary Valley Road to Gympie. Blackgate Road to Ammermoor. Just out of Ammermoor, we've taken some very basic side road. I'm officially lost. But what a view. We've just left Gympie. And soon we'll start heading west toward Tyro. We just had a rest stop in Curra. And we're back on the highway. All that stop-start was just from roadworks. This is Tyro's Station Hotel. Just left Tyro, very simple pub lunch, but excellent hospitality. And we're on to Biggenden. It's the last leg for today, and we'll be going back roads like this, through to Mungan, and then back up onto the main road out west to Biggenden. I think it's sugarcane. First night's at the Biggenden Motel. Friendly, clean, undercover parking for the bikes and hot showers. Morning. Day 2 and we are leaving Biggenden. What a lovely town this is. Everyone is so friendly. The town's got a kind of very aged feeling about it and it's not very big, but geez, it's got a nice vibe. The motel was lovely, it was comfortable, hot showers. And today's plan is to head up to Biggenden. We'll get some fuel there and then we will be heading around Mount Perry, Eidsvold, and ultimately back down into Mundubbera for tonight. Last night was interesting. There was a cattle sale on yesterday, and so there was a lot of cattle across the road from the motel, a few hundred meters away. But geez, they were just noisy right into the night, and then started up again early this morning. A local said that it was likely the cows were separated from their calves, and they were stressing. A little bit sad. But hey, that's cattle farming, I guess. I'm not too far out of Biggenden, or coming into Biggenden. I can smell freshly turned earth, but I can't see it anywhere. It's a pretty river. This is Biggenden. Fuel for the lower half of the motorcycle and shortly coffee for the upper half. We're now on the Biggenden Mount Perry Road on the way to Biggenden Tunnel to have a look. We just had kind of breakfast or coffee at Mac and Lulu's in Biggenden, and that was a lovely little place. Very nice coffee. This is the Biggenden tunnel. I reckon we could have ridden through here, you know. This is going to sound good, I think. There are bats in here. There we go. Sport bikes, no problem. If I was better at U-turns, I probably could have done that sharper and missed the silt. On to Mount Perry. Gonna have a quick rest stop here. We're heading up to Mount Perry Lookout. Whoa! Well, there it is. Wow. That was worth the trip. We just had a quick bite to eat at the Mulgildy Hotel because we've been on the road for well over 100 kilometres of curvy, gorgeous roads, Kerwee Road and then the A3. We've just got a few more kilometres to head north to see the silos. And then we'll be turning around, heading back down the A3. That was a jerky shift. Back down the A3 to Mundubbera for the night. Yeah, so Kerwee Road is awesome. I love that road. It's probably the highlight of the trip so far. But part of it we got stuck behind some cattle trucks, and Bo and my helmet just got covered in shit. It was horrible. We cleaned off at the Mulgildy Hotel. Onward to the painted silos. Wow. That's pretty neat. Just come back through Mulgildy. There's 60 more kilometres to get to Isvold, where we'll get fuel because these bikes are going to be on fumes by then. Got 204 since we filled up in Gingin, so we'll be close to 260, 265 by the time they get a refeed. When we left Mount Perry, we came out of Kerwee Road there. The GoPro batteries weren't playing nice, so I missed it, and it's probably been my favourite part of the trip so far. The road is varied in colours and landscape, but it flows so beautifully. It's quite a fast-flowing road. The only places we needed to slow down were for a few cattle grids and maybe a few tighter sweepers, just shifting down a gear or two. But only a handful of times. The rest of it was just lovely. I think we've only got about 10 kilometres left to get to Isvold, which is good. Bo's hungry. That run from Mulgildy back down here to Isvold, it's highway on the A3, but it's not boring. What's that, 265-ish since Gingin. We're staying at the Mundubbera Motel directly ahead there. I've stayed there once before, it was really nice. was bright and early, just after 7. It's quite cold actually. We're leaving Mundubbera. The motel was really nice. The people were friendly, the rooms were clean, the showers were hot. You should be able to tell that's a priority for me. And how lovely it was, because just before the little restaurant there at the motel opened for dinner, they started a fire for us out in the like a little fire pit area. That was great. So we sat there for a bit, went in, had some dinner, came out and hung out by the fire again. It was just so cozy. Today we're going to end up in Dalby, but we're going to stop at a couple of historic homesteads on the way. Just crossing the Burnett River. Actually, I think there's a left-hander up here that goes through to Biggenden, and I remember riding it once, and it was absolutely amazing. Just the countryside was so beautiful and fresh in the morning, early in the morning that day. That could be it there. Mundubbera Road, maybe. The locals had let us know about it. So yeah, only 200 kilometres to Dalby, but we're going to take a few little secret roads that Astrid's found on the map. We'll see how that ends up. Kangaroo clock, so we're just going to cruise along easy. They grew citrus out in these parts. I cleaned all the crap off my helmet yesterday with some antibacterial wipes after following the cattle trucks on Kerwee Road. But I can smell it now. I must have got into the vent. There's no cattle around here. How do you get that out? It's nearly 50 kilometres this morning and not a single other vehicle on the road in either direction. We just had a little pit stop, a camping wee. One car did go past while we were parked there. But it's a super quiet morning, and this cloudy sky is giving it a mellow, gloomy kind of vibe. I don't mind it at all. It's about 10 degrees. Bow's kind of staying in the 60s, 69 at the moment. Hasn't gone above that yet this morning. He's putting a nice amount of heat into the seat for me, which is helping. And I've got the grips turned on to high. There's a bit of cool air in my helmet, but really it's very comfortable. And it just feels wintry and nice. I think our first stop's going to be Mundubbera Homestead or something like that. Not too far away, probably another 20 or 30 kilometres. It's crazy when a highway just suddenly turns into a narrow, unmarked country road. South Burnett region. You're not meant to be here. We're just leaving Mundubbera homestead, which is quite a surprise really. I just thought it'd be this old house to come and look at it. But they had a workshop and a lot of old machinery and the homestead itself and gardens and things. It's a really nice stop. The ladies here that were running it opened it up early for us because we didn't realise how early we arrived here. Had a hot cup of tea and then a walk around. It was really interesting. On the way to Dalby. We're in Geelong, turning west to head to Dalby. Probably another 20k till we get to Dalby. I'm hoping there'll be coffee there. Just for fun. I don't need it. The road though, since the homestead to here is kind of rough, like undulating. No potholes though, which is good. Makes the bike feel like it's galloping along. Back in the day, we used to do a dirt bike ride out here, an enduro, weekend enduro. Can't remember where it was. I think it was when I had my IT200. I loved and hated that bike. And this is Dalby. I love these old fuel stations. 198.7. We just had a coffee and a snack over there at Wombat's Cafe and Grill. It is the grooviest place, not what I expected, in Dalby. Might have to turn these heated grips off, it's getting warmer. We are off to Mundubbera House, which the owners of the cafe told me was one of the locations for filming an Australian movie called Boy Swallows Universe. I didn't know what to expect, but we'll see, won't we? Going to change our plans after Mundubbera House. We're going to head out to Bell before we go to Dalby. I've also had a dirt bike ride out in Bell as well, or at least one. Well, as it turned out, Mundubbera House was shut. It only opens on the first Wednesday of every month from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Otherwise it's available for a lot of functions. So we didn't get to see it. But we decided to come up to Bell. lunch at Pips and Cherries Cafe, which was so groovy. The people we're meeting on this trip out here is just amazing. Everyone is so kind and friendly. They've all got a story to tell. They've got information to share with us about places to go and things to see. Such a different pace and such a different level of, what would you call it, connection and interest in each other, which is harder to find in bigger cities these days. On to Dalby, our stop for the night. One thing out here that's kind of interesting me, I suppose, is the green crops nestled in all this dry landscape. And I've got a feeling a lot of it is cotton, just based on the white fluff that's littering the sides of the roads. Biggenden that way to the left. I love saying that name, Biggenden. We're in Dalby. Dalby Moto. They used to have they used to host the trail rides we used to do out here, I think, if I recall correctly. We're staying in the Country Pathfinder Motel, which is over there on the right, but we're going to fill up the bikes so they are ready to go tomorrow. So the Country Pathfinder Motor Inn was really nice. Friendly, quiet staff. What did I just say? Friendly, quiet staff? I mean, it was quiet. The staff were friendly and helpful. The rooms were clean. Good water pressure in the showers, you know, the things that matter at the end of a day on the road. We had a lovely breakfast at Urban Paddock, which is an old Queenslander home that had been converted into a cafe. So lots of different rooms all set up with tables and gifts you can buy and artwork. It's very nice. This is day 4 and we are on the homeward stretch. Our first stop of the day from Dalby here is the John Darien wool shed. Rained last night obviously, but we may be quite lucky today and have a clear day. It's cold though, which makes me remember to put my heated grips on. I'll try medium. I don't think of Dalby as a tourist destination, but we got in early yesterday and went for a walk along the creek. What's it called? Weil Creek or something like that. Had a nice hour-long walk and didn't feel hungry, so we just had a microwave meal, a light microwave meal in the motel rooms, and this morning thought we'd take the time to go and have breakfast, which we never really do on a road trip, but Urban Paddock was too good to miss out on. We're going via Cecil Plains. That was just gonna happen, wasn't it? Are you covered in water too? These roads are straight, but man, they're beautiful. The John Darien wool shed. Not open. I think it's gate number 2 that's open. Take 2. Wrong gate. Oh, this is huge.
There's a path up near the wool shed.
Oh, okay.
But you just got to pay.
We are going to Crow's Nest for an early lunch, back roads. I guess we're going somewhere near a place called McLagan. I don't even know how to pronounce it. New bitumen. The John Dairy and Woolshed was lovely. The Woolshed's huge. There's some little baby lambs. Everyone loves baby animals. We're heading in the direction of the Bunya Mountains, but the Bunya Mountains are not a motorcycling destination really. Certainly to go and check out the most amazing view at the top. But if I recall correctly, I don't think there are roads that have limits any higher than 50 kilometers an hour. It's very pretty to ride through, but it's not kind of what you'd think about as motorcycle mountain riding. That's probably the Bunya Mountains right in front of us in the distance. Bungee, and then not too far to Crow's Nest. My Little Blueberry is my favourite cafe in Crow's Nest. It's so good. Only a couple of vegan options, but hey, I really only need one thing. We're heading back down to Esk via Perseverance Dam. guess we're back into day ride territory really, so kind of end of the road trip. If the Ducati SuperSport is a sport touring bike, then we were using it more at the touring end of the spectrum on this particular trip. A lot of straighter roads, not a lot of curvy roads, not a lot of mountain roads at all. But it's still a very pleasant way to explore